Dial for 911. Where's your emergency?
This is Sandy. 231 Rock Crimin Road.
What's the problem?
Send the police. Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
In 1995, a baby chimpanzee named Travis was taken from his mother just 3 days after birth in a self-styled sanctuary in Missouri. Purchased for $50,000, he was raised in a quiet Connecticut suburb by Sandra and Jerome Harold, who treated him like their own child. Sandra and Travis's bond surpassed the limits of interspecies communication. He would sleep in Sandra's bed, eat lobster from the table, and drink wine from a long-stemmed wine glass. Named after country singer Travis Tritt, he watched TV, brushed his teeth, and even drank tea. To neighbors and local police, he was a charming anomaly, a 200-pound chimp that hugged officers, posed for pictures, and even held babies. Travis was more than just an animal. He was a beloved member of the community. But beneath Travis's domesticated facade lay an unnerving truth. Captive-born and human-reared chimps often exhibit greater aggression compared to chimps born in the wild. However, Travis never climbed trees or built nests. Instead, he sat in front of a screen, ate junk food, and gained weight, tipping the scales at 240 pounds. In 2003, Travis escaped from a car, terrorizing a busy intersection after a bottle thrown by a stranger scared him. The incident led to legislation limiting exotic pet ownership, but Travis, he was the exception. February 16, 2009. The day began like many others, but something was off. Travis was restless. He paced, he stared out the window. Earlier that day, he had taken Sandra's keys and let himself outside, something he rarely did without permission. Sandra, growing anxious, made Travis his afternoon tea and slipped in a dose of Xanax, a drug never tested on chimps, but known to sometimes trigger disinhibition in humans. Charla Nash, a good friend of Sandra and Travis, arrived to help lure him back, but everything about her was different. She was driving a different car and her hair was different. She held a stuffed toy to coax Travis, and at that moment, he didn't recognize her. Some say that due to her radically different appearance, the chimp acted in a territorial fashion. Others think it could have been due to the medication Travis was taking for his Lyme disease. Whatever the case, Travis was infuriated. What happened next was pure chaos. Travis lunged at Charla, pinning her to the ground. He tore into her face, bit down on her fingers, and shredded her hands with terrifying force. Sandra could only watch in horror. Grabbing a kitchen knife, she stabbed Travis over and over, but it barely fazed him. Desperate, Sandra called 911. Outside, Charla was barely moving. Her clothes were torn away, her face and hands were unrecognizable. And then police arrived. Travis turned his fury toward them. He stormed toward the car, and with bloodied hands, he smashed the side mirror. He circled the cruiser, trying to open the doors. Then, he succeeded. The officer inside fumbled with his holster, and wedged against the dashboard, he struggled to pull his weapon as Travis stared at him through blood-covered teeth. 4 shots rang out. Travis reeled back, screeched, and fled. They followed his trail of blood into his house. It led them through the hallway, into his room. There he lay, clutching his bedpost, gasping for air. Moments later, he was dead. The repercussions of this attack were horrifying. Charla Nash survived, but barely. Dozens of surgeries followed, including a face transplant. She then sued Sandra's estate and was awarded $4 million. Sandra Harold was also shell-shocked. While not facing physical injuries, that day mentally scarred her. Travis wasn't just a pet to her. He was a son, and she lost him. The incident reignited calls for stricter exotic animal laws. The House passed the Captive Primate Safety Act weeks later. Meanwhile, Officer Chiafari, the traumatized officer who had shot Travis, struggled to access mental health support, spurring new legislation. We raised Travis like a human, taught him our rules, fed him our food, but in the end, he was never one of us.